We're being warned of a surge in cases.
Dylan Oakley had been teaching for more than 2 decades until January. Unvaccinated by choice, he's been locked out of work.
People have lost their careers, people have lost their incomes, people have lost their livelihoods.
But from 1 a.m. next Thursday, mandatory vaccinations will no longer be required for workers in schools, kindergartens, police watch houses and airports.
The QTU would like to pay tribute to the overwhelming majority of teachers who stepped up, worked with the CHO's vaccine mandate to keep our schools open and our kids learning throughout the pandemic.
Vaccinations will also no longer be required for visitors to residential aged care, disability accommodation and corrective services facilities.
We have stood shoulder to shoulder, side by side, looking after each other through the worst of times.
Well, Emily, it's been a great injustice. I mean, people have lost their careers, people have lost their incomes, people have lost their livelihoods for no good reason. There should never have been any mandates ever. I made that clear to the state government personally before these mandates took effect. And the fact is that, giving people back their basic freedoms, which really is their right to make an informed decision about medical treatments that they receive. It's a fundamental tenet of medical ethics. Giving us back that does nothing to restore justice or to right the wrongs that have occurred in this state over the last 6 months around medical segregation. Well, Emily, I mean, I'm speaking for myself and other teachers I know as well. We don't want to go back to a coffee shop that discriminated against us, let alone to our employer who has really trampled over us over the past 6 months by going against our conscience, going against our basic God-given freedoms, going against our basic right to make an informed decision about the medical treatments that we receive. So, mixed feelings there. Well, I think every teacher's got to make that decision themselves. As I said just now, for a lot of teachers, we've got to think long and hard about, what it's going to look like to walk back. And not just teachers, it's education workers. I'm in contact. I have friends who are cleaners, IT professionals. There's a whole range of workers in the education system who are feeling pretty raw. And the injustice, Emily, is not fixed by saying, well, you can go back to work, hooray, hooray. What about compensation? What about the incomes that have been lost? What about careers that have been damaged? What about the family pressures, marriage breakdowns, loss of property, mental torment? What about the gross injustice, the misuse of power that has taken place over the past 6 months? That's what we need to think about and talk about. I'm actually interested. It's interesting. Today's announcement is 1 week after the state government announced an extension of the state of emergency through to the 22nd of September. I'm looking around, I don't see a state of emergency. I see a government that's drunk on power, and now they've announced that, they're winding back these mandates. But I tell you what, we are still raw, and I'm interested for the next announcement, which will hopefully be about compensation and restitution for not only teachers and education workers, but for many other industries that have suffered over the past 6 months under these unconscionable mandates. Well, I'm a family man. I'm a father of 5 children. 4 are still at home that I provide for. I've got a beautiful wife that's at home as well. And of course, there's been enormous pressure financially on the family. There's been, at the moment, you talk to people, Emily, and some people at the moment are starting to say, well, maybe it was the wrong idea to do it. But there was a period there for a long time where, we felt like we lost our reputation, that people were looking at us strange, that we had somehow done the wrong thing, that we were putting others at risk. That's been shown now to be an incredible assertion. And these are the conversations I had before these mandates took effect in this state. The fact is that Omicron is a completely different type of variant. It's a lot milder. It's spreading a lot around the vaccinated community as well. So there was never any good reason, even if you're looking at it from a health perspective, to essentially force or coerce people into having a medical treatment that they don't want. What I wanted to hear, Emily, was about compensation and restitution. I want to hear about the investigation that's going to take place into commercial arrangements, into the lack of consultation, into the decision-making process, into the independence of the media around this whole period, not only the last 6 months, but really the last 2.5 years. This country has suffered the biggest assault on individual conscience, freedom, fundamental tenets of medical ethics we've ever seen in our nation's history. And it's not going to be swept under the rug by the government coming out and announcing that they're dropping mandates for a certain section of workers in the community.
Would you say the rule this morning is a step in the right direction?
It is a step in the right direction, but there needs to be compensation, there needs to be investigation, there needs to be justice. This does nothing to restore justice to a situation where people have been trampled, people's individual freedoms, their right to the fundamental tenet of medical ethics has been trampled, their right to make an informed decision about the medical treatments that we receive. It is a step in the right direction, but there must be compensation, investigation and justice.
Thank you so much, Dylan. I think I've got everything I need there. I really appreciate your time, especially given you're on a holiday. I'll send you to John. John, do you mind getting a walkie or two, please?
Yeah, sure.
Thanks, Emily.
I just need a little sequence to start off the story when I introduce Dylan.
And Emily, I think I might have given you a little bit different angle than what you were expecting there, but it's the true angle, Emily, if we're going to do this right, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just, like, you're the one, your answer is what you want to say.
100%. That's how I feel it from the bottom of my heart, and many others like me.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate it.
Okay, thanks, Emily. Bye bye.